This video is sponsored by AnimeForefront.com. Anime Forefront is a website that focuses on anime clothing and action figures. They have great deals each day on items such as these wall sticker packages of One Piece, Naruto, and Tokyo Ghoul and more. This Dragon Ball Z / GTA t-shirt. And these Attack on Titan jacket / casual hoodies. They also offer free shipping to all domestic customers in the United States. Use this code up on the screen and get 10% off any product in the store. Link is in the description, so please make sure you check it out after this video. Back in 2014, CNN ran a news story claiming that anime and manga are too sexually explicit and evades the laws in Japan. In a video, a news reporter visits a manga store in Japan and boasts about how inappropriate some of the content is. He believed that this kind of material is not protected under freedom of expression. He points out that some of the predominantly female characters wore school uniforms, hair clips, and innocent expressions as they engage in sometimes violent sexual acts with dominant characters.
A comic book store.
That's blood right there.
We're shooting this story with hidden cameras to show you what's being sold here. Magazines and videos so graphic, so sexually explicit, we turned our undercover cameras off.
For a company, a network, something this big as CNN, to make a report in this fashion and do things in this nature is irresponsible, and I feel as though like it's just beyond belief that a company like CNN would do this.
Saw the link and I just watched that disgusting, horrible piece of shit of a video.
This supposed report by CNN last week about anime and manga just absolutely pissed me the fuck off.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
Well, I call BS on this news story for one simple reason. They are portraying all anime and manga as hentai. There is obviously a huge difference. Anime is just another type of entertainment. You don't need to know anything on a biblical level in order to enjoy it. It is way out of proportion to put it on the same level as hentai. Yes, there are some crappy anime out there, but there are also some crappy movies too, and you don't see people going out and boycotting cinemas or burning down DVD rentals just because of it. Also, anime is not specifically made for children, so having adult content in it is not a big deal. Anime is made for the domestic market and then exported. That means it's pretty normal for them to have sexual content because Japanese comics and animations are made to be mainly consumed by Japanese people. So when it gets to foreign places, it's strange and sometimes culturally different. The sometimes light sexual humor contained in some teen material, often seen as inappropriate for Western audiences, is seen differently in Japan, and that has a lot to do with the cultural differences, but this does not mean that it should be banned. Before I get into whether or not it's okay to watch hentai, it's important for you guys to know the different types of anime there are. First, there's Kodomo. These type of anime are directed towards children, like that's literally what the word means. It's kid content and it usually teaches morals and core values, nothing inappropriate at all. Next, there's shonen. This type of anime is aimed at males between the ages of 8 through 18. They usually have male heroes and focus on adventure, action, fighting, comedy, and so on. Then there's shoujo, which is aimed at girls between the ages of 10 through 18. Shoujo usually leans a bit more towards romance and emotions, but it's more about how the characters and story are written. After that, there's seinen anime. This means that it's for young adults, basically 10 through 30-year-old men. They can have sexual content at times, but its main purpose is to just be mature and realistic. Then there's josei, which is basically the counterpart of seinen, but for females. Then there's yuri and yaoi, which is for homosexuals. It's not always sexual, but it could be. With the variety of labels and genres available, I feel like there's no reason a person should question whether or not anime is too inappropriate. However, you might have noticed something. I've left one specific type of anime, and that's hentai. This is where it gets iffy. As I mentioned earlier, I absolutely in no circumstances put anime and hentai in the same spectrum. And if I'm being completely honest, hentai is not something I find even remotely interesting enough to watch or bother to look at, but I am well aware of its existence. So is it okay to watch hentai? Well, mostly no, not really. It's not hard to realize that most of it is children, and that type of content is not necessarily healthy to be out there. As long as older people are being displayed, then if you want to go out and watch hentai, then so be it. But if you're looking at anime children, then that stuff needs to go. It is that type of hentai that puts all the other types of anime in danger. Another reason as to why I dismiss this type of entertainment is because hentai has a reputation for being poor quality, skipping frames, poor storytelling, and more. However, this is not surprising since the word hentai literally means pervert in Japan, and the genre's main purpose is to just provide sexual content. Hentai has a long history of conflicted definitions. There are 3 known definitions. One I already mentioned, and the other which means abnormal sexual desires. If we're talking about the type that doesn't have kids in it, then it's apparent that the abnormal aspects of hentai is what creates its appeal. It creates a fantasy world of demons, octopus, tentacles, and other sexual things that are impossible to perform. However, it often goes way too far by drawing the internal cavities and other details to get the point across, and it's debatable whether or not Japan and Western countries have influenced each other across this and other genres. It is important to draw the difference between sex in anime and manga and hentai. Having fan service in an anime is not the same as hentai. Western culture associates sexuality with identity. Traditional Japanese society doesn't wrap identity and sexuality in the same way. While Japan doesn't make sexuality the defining part of a person's character, it is a factor. To put it simply, Japanese tradition views sex as a part of normal life. Manga and anime inherit this tradition. Advocates of censorship desire to control exposure in sexual imagery because they see it as harmful. In my opinion, manga shows how the emotional aspects of these moments aren't just for women. Powerful moments of tenderness and openness to emotional connection are more masculine than the usual male narrative of dominance and control in Western countries. Many manga and anime stories focus on the exchange of emotion between characters. This is something that is not common in hentai. Anime also allows people to explore stories, different sexualities, and different cultural perspectives. Gender-bending stories allow people to escape rigid social roles and imagine what it is like to experience life from the opposite gender's view. Anime also allows readers to explore alternative romantic stories without feeling threatened or exploited. For some, the link between animation and kids media is so powerful that a lot of American kids grew up watching somewhat inappropriate shows. Obviously, animation in Japan isn't all Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, but it is not the intention of animators to confuse people on what is for children and what is for not. While physical and mental health issues can absolutely touch the lives of children, an in-depth look at that can be a little heavy for young audiences. It's important to watch or research anime before viewing it. Sensitive topics are easily shown in some anime due to the cultural differences between Western countries and Japan. Alright, That's it for today, guys, and please remember to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Until next time.